I'm very happy to see so many people here to know about SahajaYoga in all its details. But in this short time, what can you be told? That firstly you got your realization. You felt the cool breeze all right. And that it was an experience. But beyond this experience, you have to settle down. It's very, very important that you must have desire to settle down. You don't know the importance of your personality. You are the one who will save this world. Because the salvation of the whole world is not possible with myself and you people who will be really developed. It will be such a force. I told about England yesterday. Another thing is that England is the heart of the universe, I think. Everything circulates from here. Whatever happens, small or big, it circulates. It's not that only England has many newspapers or television centers, but somehow it circulates everywhere. I used to think only in India. It's not so. I've seen everywhere, every country, there's news about England. Even in America, even in South America, I was surprised how people are worried about England so much that they want to know what's happening in England. My own experience is this, that they get so upset with the things that upsets your country. Not only that, but anything that happens of very small importance is noted down. And they always tell me, Mother, we have seen in the newspaper, we have seen in the television. America is such a vast country, and also the newspapers are vast, and their televisions are impossible to gauge anything out of it. Horrible. What they say also language-wise, we are not so good for American language. So, they are little exclusive people. I think their idea is to be exclusive. For example, if they produce anything electrical, it has to have 110 watt, while normally people have 220. So nobody can buy their electrical productions. Now they have started a small production of that. They try to be exclusive, while I think England is not like that. It's not exclusive. It's not only keeping all its things to itself. This is something, a very great quality that England has. It has many other qualities, as I told you yesterday. There has to be self-esteem. One quality is that they never go to extremes. I mean, we had some hippies, we had a little bit of this and that, but they don't go to extremes. But in America or any other country, if something starts, it really blasts the whole atmosphere. This balancing is in England is something really very surprising. Also, they are disciplined people. They have their own discipline. And with that discipline, they like people who are disciplined, who are very much in time, properly dressed for the occasion. And I'm not trying to just praise you, but this is my observation. And in this observation I find once SahajaYoga settles down in England, it will spread all over the world. Then I don't have to run about in every country. That's very important that it should settle down here. That is, you should all understand the importance of SahajaYoga. When I first came to London, my husband had a job and I started my work with 7 people. Out of them, I think 5 were hippies. But immediately they got rid of their drugs, alcohols and all that. Immediately. Next day they were different people. But how to prove, how to tell was a problem. They improved so much, unbelievable. And I felt very close to them that they are the people who have achieved it in such a short time, for which I think otherwise I have to work very hard for others. They became hippies because of some sort of fashion maybe, but English don't take to fashion so much. I don't know why they had become hippies. And they were very well educated, all were professors, this, that. And they said that we have taken to this hippism because we wanted to experiment as to what it is. I said, you can't experiment with a snake, that let the snake bite us, and then we'll experiment. Once it bites you, you are finished. All these things have been always kept me attached to London, and I've been here for 20 years continuously. But the work that we did, I don't know why it did not reach intellectuals and newspaper people, while all other stupid people who came here were so much enamored and were given so much prominence. Everybody was talking about them. So that's how the London is based about SahajaYoga. It is a spontaneous happening within, spontaneous. Yesterday you saw, I didn't do anything. It just works spontaneously. Because it is there, and it has to be awakened, that's all. But I know also people who have been cured, have been completely cured of very difficult diseases with SahajaYoga. It's a fact. It's not just I'm boasting about it, but it's a fact. It's a very powerful thing within us. This power of Kundalini is extremely, extremely kind, loving, affectionate and effective. As I said, it's your mother. And when it acts, it works so well. It works so well. It is impossible to avoid Kundalini awakening once it has been awakened. But I know some people who have been able to defy it. Maybe because of basically they were cheats or immoral or some sort of people. But they're very, very few. Mostly I've seen people have grown to great heights with SahajaYoga. Today I want to tell you a special thing about SahajaYoga. That in SahajaYoga, slowly you'll find most of your problems, most of your, I should say, enemies, as in Sanskrit they are called Shadripus. All these will just disappear. You will be amazed how they are disappearing. Jealousy, anger, racism, all kinds of stupid things that are lingering, of which you may not be even aware, just drop out. And you feel such love and such affection for everyone who comes across. You try to give them SahajaYoga. You try to tell them about SahajaYoga. They may like it, they may not like it. English are a little conservative, so that conservatism has gone a little bit sometimes too much. There's no harm in talking about SahajaYoga. I've seen people who have gurus of the worst type. One lady was sitting next to me. It's quite warm today, eh? They told me it's very cold. That's England. It's cold or hot. The climate is whimsical. Agreed. Very whimsical. If you are going out, say, we were living in Oxted, 25 miles away. And when I started from there, it was absolutely clear sky. And by the time I reached Victoria Station, it was pouring cats and dogs, as you say. Horrible, I couldn't understand. Or vice versa. So the climate is whimsical, but that makes you prepared for every kind of climate, every kind of incident. And you understand that that is what is the nature. We shouldn't fight with the nature, but we shouldn't expect everything to be absolutely first class when we are going out. So this kind of taking risk has made you people very courageous, I must say. Courageous. And this courage is to be used now in SahajaYoga. You have to use this for spreading SahajaYoga. This is your mission. This is what you will enjoy. You will be amazed. The more you spread, the higher you go. You will develop much more powers within you. And unlimited powers. As far as miracles are concerned, I'm just don't know how to explain them. Such miracles take place. We had a lady from America. She was staying with us, and she had some sort of a funny disease that all her intestines and stomach were all entangled with some sort of a growth. And she had it before also. So she had an operation, they took out everything. Again she came to Kabela, she was staying there. Again she developed the same problem, same symptoms. She was quite worried. So they said, all right, we'll take you to the hospital. She said, no, let me first meditate. And with meditation you'll be amazed. When she went to the hospital, the doctor said, there's nothing. They're absolutely clear. They are cleared out. This meditation can help you in so many ways. It's not a meditation of some sort of a chanting or some sort of going into, as they said, you'll fly in the air, all those things. No. It just is meditation by which you enter within yourself. Your Kundalini works out with this meditation. She looks after your illness, she looks after about your curing, all kinds of things she looks after. Even the traffic, you'll be surprised. It works in so many ways. It is so miraculous. You will find all the time as if you are helped by some people. Some angels are there who are helping you. You'll be amazed at yourself when it starts working. So instead of doubting, you keep watching what's happening. how it works out. So many things work out in such a beautiful manner that you are amazed as if you have entered into the kingdom of God, which you have. All the possible help, all the possible solutions just come like that. I've seen one fellow who had some case on him. And he told me, Mother, I have this case and this and that. I said, all right, you meditate. And when he went to the court, they said, this you're already solved. That thing is solved already. He was amazed, how is it solved? I never even went to the court. Then he went to the lawyer. And the lawyer said, yes, they are solved. But I don't know how, because I didn't go to the court. I was sitting with Mataji. I didn't go to the court. But your problem is solved, because when I went to the court next day, they said it's all done. But who was arguing the case? They said, you. I was not arguing. So who was arguing the case? There was. And even, you see, the remark of the magistrate is this, that you argued very well. It's a fact. I'm not telling you a story, it's a fact. It happened. He said, Mother, did you go to argue the case? I said, I'm very bad at that. I do not know how to argue. But such wonderful things have happened. I mean, you won't believe, unbelievable things happen. And it is just to be seen. As I told you yesterday, you have to be in the witness state. Don't you think that there's anything less or more with anybody. You are all there and are looked out. But have faith in yourself is the main point. If you don't have faith in yourself, it doesn't work. Just have faith in yourself. I'm not telling you just tall stories, I tell you. It is the fact. I myself am amazed how things work out. I'll tell you about Dr. Spiro one day what happened. Interesting. You see, I had told the boys not to go in the sun, in Indian sun, after 10 o'clock. But they wanted, I don't know, to burn their skin or whatever they wanted to do. 5, 6 boys were there. And when they came away, they had all blisters all over in their hands. So he said, they have to be given tetanus, that has to be done and all that. I said, don't worry. It can be solved. I just took some water and it's a cotton wool, little cotton wool. I put it on. And as I was taking it down, it all disappeared. It was all disappeared. But I told them that in the evening go and sit in the sea so your heat is taken out. I think they didn't do it. I sent them my saris to cover themselves. I said, take these saris, cover yourself, sleep with them. After that, I went to my brother's place in Aurangabad. He was the judge of the High Court there. I went there and my brother came and he said, what has happened to your saris? I said, why? See how many big, big holes there are. And I said, how do you know? He said, these girls went to take out your sari for your bath and there are big, big holes all over. All the saris had those holes. So he said, how will you manage? I said, I'll manage with one sari, it doesn't matter. But I just remembered these boys, the amount of heat they had. They burned the saris so bad. But they were not aware of their heat. That was inside. Though they were cured, the heat was inside. Like this, there are many, many things that have happened. And I don't know how to explain to you all these miracles. Now, why do these miracles are there? Why there is these miraculous photographs? You must have seen them. To convince people. They were never convinced, you see. Christ came, he crucified himself. Nobody was convinced that he was divine. The problem is, human mind is so stuck up that they cannot accept anybody as divine. And at this time, in modern times, when there are so many false gurus, all kinds of things going on, I think it was necessary for them to produce these miraculous photographs. Actually, I don't do anything, to be very frank. I don't do. It's all done by this all-pervading power. I was once in Brisbane, in Australia, and I was sleeping, daytime. So one girl saw a beautiful rainbow and she wanted to take a picture. She took a picture of the rainbow, but can you imagine a painting I love very much of Raphael, of the mother and the child. I like it very much. And she sees that thing on the photograph. And the circular light that Raphael has shown was on top of her head. I thought, Raphael himself has painted, or what is that? I couldn't believe myself. Like this, so many things. You can see one by one. Some they have collected, some are not. Recently we had a program in Bombay where we get at least 2 lakhs of people. That means 200,000 people. And they were all preparing, arranging the stage. And in the photograph, I am already there. And with me is Ganesha sitting. Even Sri Ganesha's actual body, actual face was there in one of the other pictures. I myself start wondering what is all going on. This is the work of Param Chaitanya, which is trying to convince people who cannot be easily convinced. It's trying to make people understand that this is divine, this is divinity. They never believed in Christ, they never believed in anyone. All kinds of things they have said about Christ, all sorts of things they have tried to talk about Krishna, Rama. But still there are very few people who really believe in them. They think it's a myth. But all these myths become real. You'll be amazed how you will change. You will start looking so much younger, first of all. Myself, I'm very good at recognizing people, but some people I could not recognize. I said, are you the same? Yes. So transformed, the whole face change, looking so much different. One fellow was bald, he's got all the hair on his head. I said, what did you do? He said, no, mother. I just raised my kundalini. That's all. You didn't do anything. No, I didn't do anything. And he had become so much bald-headed that on the passport his photograph was there. And when the passport fellow saw him, he said, you? Because he was bald-headed at that time. But he had hair before. But now his hair have come back. It's unbelievable things have happened. Unbelievable. And all this is for you. You are in for it. You can have many miracles. My another name is also Daisy, because my mother was very fond of a teacher. Her name was Daisy. Apart from this, she gave me the name of Daisy. Now when I came to England, I found daisies everywhere. But they had no fragrance. No fragrance. We don't get daisies in India. It would be a surprise. But then they got fragrance. All daisies got fragrance, very surprising. They never had fragrance, and they started smelling very well, in a very beautiful way. So it works also in the nature somehow. I mean, that nature should know my name is Daisy, that this is remarkable. There's no end to it. So many angels and so many divine vibrations are working it out. So I have to first tell you that you must have faith in yourself, very important. And you must meditate. Once you start meditating, you will become masters of Sahaja. For this, color is no bar, religion no bar, race no bar, nothing. As long as a human being, you are a human being and you have got your realization, you can really go very far. So many miracles have happened to Sahajogis, so many miracles. And I was surprised. Even they write to me, they said, Mother, nobody will believe, but this is what has happened to us. So I would request you to have faith in yourself and do meditation. Very important. Then the growth within, you will be amazed. I have seen people who never wrote any single line are great poets. Those who could not stand on the dais to speak have become great orators. So many people have achieved so much. But I just told them, don't talk about it. If you talk about it, they'll think we are telling some sort of a story. It's a fact. Now you also find out in your own life the experience of all these changes that take place. How the relationships change. There was one fellow in America, very rich man, and he told me, I don't know what you did to me. I said, what happened? See, I hated my cousin. I really hated him. But the other day I saw him, I felt like hugging him. And I kissed him. So he started looking at me. What's gone wrong with me? They are in thousands. Last time we had 10,000. But I've never seen anybody. But such understanding and love. Of course they pull each other's legs, that's true, as friends. But on the whole, there's never a fight, never a quarrel. Can you imagine if this thing happened to the whole world? All these wars that they have started, all this kind of problems they have created in the name of God, in the name of land, or whatever it is, will be finished. This should happen. This should happen to the whole world. And I want this world to be a very happy and a beautiful place. And I'm sure you all can achieve it. Because of you, the vibrations will spread. Vibrations of love, vibrations of compassion. We have also a great idea of having compassion for the people who are suffering. So I've started a hospital which is very successful. And we don't have to charge anything except for what they have to pay for their food and stay. And it's working wonders. What has happened? What has happened? How is it working like that? It is nothing but sheer divine power. We have another hospital now we are starting in Delhi, and also destitute women. And it's surprising how things work out. There was a lady who came and complained about her husband, that he has been very unkind to her and this and that. I said, all right, once we have destitute women's home, you come there. Well, amazing. The husband came next day and she tells me, Mother, he's become a very nice man now. He's become very nice. Really? He didn't come to meditation. He didn't get his realization. How has he become so nice? How suddenly he has become so nice to his wife? It's really unbelievable how it acts. I tell you, we don't know. This all-pervading power is the power of love. God is truth, but truth is love. Love not biased. Love not because there's some sort of a gain or some relationship, But love, which is just love, the ocean of love, and you just start enjoying that ocean. I have seen it myself happening, and you also should see. Whenever it's possible, please come to Kavela, at least is in Italy. There you can see. Now we have nothing but a hangar, and they didn't want me to build anything for them. I said, in the hangar, how do you live? That's the best, mother. We want to live in the camp. We don't want to live in rooms. We have had enough of it. Imagine, Russians, Americans, all of them, in such beautiful enjoyment. I tell you, we have to enjoy life. God has not created us to weep and cry, but to enjoy. It's good for you, it's good for your children, good for your family, good for your nation, and for the whole world. As I told you that you are important because from England everything circulates. So, how important you are in SahajaYoga, I am just trying to tell you. Very important. And you can do a lot. One person went to Russia, and now we have thousands of Russian SahajaYogas. Thousands of them. They are so dedicated, so beautiful. Can't imagine. Once I was in Moscow, when this coup took place, a big problem, you see there. So I asked the SahajaYogis, aren't you worried about this coup that has taken place? Which coup, mother? I said, which you had in Moscow. Mother, we don't live in Moscow, we live in the kingdom of God. Just imagine. So, when you face reality, you are enamored, you are just filled with joy, because reality is joy. Today's function I have never attended before like this, but they said, Mother, you should come, so I have tried to make it. But I would like you to ask me questions now. It's very important. If you have any doubts, please ask, or if you have anything to say, please ask. Thank you.
Mataji, what do you think of Buddhism?
Now see, Buddhism is very different from Buddha. Absolutely. Buddha first got his realization. First he became a Buddha and then he started Buddha religion. But the way people are doing Buddhism is the other way around. That you give up your wife, you give up your children, you give up even your dress, everything. To whom? To these people. Buddha started after his realization. After your realization only, you can become Buddha, means the realized soul. And he said it the same way. He says, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. I surrender myself to other realized souls. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Then he says, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. I surrender myself to the religion which is within me, innate religion. And thirdly he says, what's it? Forget it. Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. I surrender myself to the collective. This nonsense of giving up this, giving up that, I mean, it's too much. If you are holding on to something, then you can give up. If you are not holding on to anything, what are you going to give up? Simple thing like that. For example, in Canada, one fellow came wearing that Buddhist dress. I don't like it. Sahajayogi said, you better go and change, Mother will not give you realization if you are wearing this dress. So he came to me, and Mother, please forgive me, I have no other dress left. I said, why? I have lost everything. He was a big businessman. I've lost everything, I've given away to the Buddhist, and I'm left with 2 pair of these clothes. And if you don't give me realization, what will I do? Really? Yes. So, what is there to give up is the point. What is there to give up? If you are not holding on to anything, what are you going to give up? Simple thing like that. Buddha never gave up his clothes, nothing of the kind. But he wanted to find out what is the truth. So he went round, tried his level best and everything. Ultimately his Kundalini rose and he got the realization. But what he was doing there, he was just lying down under a banyan tree. Now, whatever mistakes he has committed, we need not do. That you give up your wife, you give up your child, give up this, give up that. Just the contrast of what really Buddha achieved is the contrast of that. So Buddhism is not Buddha by any chance. Any other? Yes. One at a time.
The gentleman wants to know what happens after we die, Mother.
Now, that's another point. Everybody worried about what will happen if we die. I would say that as a SahajaYogi, you should not worry about the future because it doesn't exist. You shouldn't worry about your past because it's finished. You should be in the presence, which is the reality. Present is the reality. What's the use if I tell you what will happen, you will become a bird or anything? Are you going to believe me? You shouldn't. What is he saying?
Could you tell us about angels, Srimataji? You mentioned angels. Could you tell us about angels?
They are very beautiful, just like flowers. Very fragrant. And they will help you. You'll be amazed how they help. You won't see them. You don't see them. But they are there in the form of some human being in so many ways. So you cannot describe them because you can't see them. But you'll see their help and you'll be amazed how they guide you to the right path. Now, supposing you lose your way somewhere, don't get frustrated. Don't get upset about it. If you have lost your way, it must be some purpose. On that way, when you go, you'll find somebody whom you have been looking for ages. Or maybe some sort of a thing you'll find, some treasure you'll find. So, if you have lost your way, there's nothing to worry. They work very smoothly and sweetly. There's a lady who's asking.
He's asking how you begin to meditate, Srimataji.
That, of course, they will tell you. There's a photograph of mine. First, you have to work on that. Afterwards, you will know that how it works. But first, you have to use my photograph. I don't know what to do. Because the photograph has the vibrations. You can test it. You get tremendous vibrations from the photograph. It's a kind, as we can call, a figure which emits vibration. I do not gain anything by that, but you will gain. You will gain. So you have to sit down and meditate before the photograph. It's full of vibration. It's so effective, I tell you, that when you put this photographs of mine all over London. It works. There was a lady here, she was
Is prayer the same as meditation?
See, before you are connected to the divine, what is your prayer? Is nothing. If you telephone without the connection, what is? So after realization, the prayer very much helps. But meditation is inner. Prayer is outside. For your inner growth, meditation is necessary. You don't have to spend too much time. Say about in the evening before sleeping, if you can do it for about, say, 10 minutes, or maybe 5 minutes in the morning. It's very good.
SahajaYoga is available to everybody. Is it even available to politicians, Mother?
I mean, you'll be surprised. In India, so many politicians have come to search in India. But I don't know about English politicians. I've met some, but they are so much involved into their own positions and things. So far, none of them. But if you can grab some people, it's a good idea. Yeah.
Gentleman asks for your personal blessing, Srimati. He wants your personal blessing.
May God bless you. May God bless you. It is for everyone. It's for everyone. Just be sincere.
The question is, what is the difference between the soul and the spirit?
Soul and the spirit.
Yes.
It's a subject should be dealt later on, but little in short I'll tell you. The soul is the essence of the 5 elements. Essence. For example, for Mother Earth, the essence is fragrance. So all these 5 elements have essence. And this essence contains the soul in the sense the soul is the reflection of God Almighty within us. So the body is that of the 5 elements, the essence of the 5 elements, and the spirit is the one which is reflected on it. That is the reflection of God Almighty. But later on you will know much more. Again,
Mother, he wants to know if you still meditate yourself.
is meditating?
Do you still meditate?
I didn't follow.
He wants to know, Mother, if you still meditate yourself. Yes, Mother.
I'm in meditation all the time. It's a big lecture. All right. Sit down, sit down.
He wants to know that there are different meditations, he says, and he's confused, Mother. There are different meditations, and he is confused, Mother.
Meditation cannot be different. It has to be one. And the one that makes you deep is the meditation. All kinds of meditation. There was one meditation they had started here by which you will start moving 3 feet higher than normal. Now think of it. Already we have traffic jams. You can find the stupidity in all of this. If you use your intelligence, you'll find out. Because you don't grow. Meditation that is good is the one by which you grow. Everything is not the food. The food that you can eat is the food. Alright? Now, what? This lady, she was doing for the last 3-4 times. Alright. Can't you get up, please?
Islam. What do you think about Islam, Mother?
Islam is great, no doubt. But nobody follows Islam. Nobody follows. Nobody has read even Quran. You'll be amazed. They are fighting without understanding what Islam has written. Muhammad Sahib was one of the incarnations of the real gurus. But Muslims, stupid as they are, they don't follow. They don't follow the exact sayings of Quran. Now in Quran is written that at the time of resurrection your hands will speak. See? And without that you cannot be Musalman. Musalman means surrendered. Just imagine. It's all Sahaja. If you can read between the lines. We have a book called as what Islam?
Quran Enlightened.
Quran Enlightened. We have also Bible Enlightened. We have Gita Enlightened. Alright?
That's the question. Says he finds it difficult to meditate. He finds it difficult to meditate because his mind is wandering. How to control the mind, Mother?
Never control. Don't try to control. There's no need to control. Your Kundalini itself will give you thoughtless awareness. She'll work it out. Try on the photograph. It will work out.
It's a request, Mother. Will you come to Ireland one day?
Oh, of course. They are lost, fighting among themselves. But I have a special feeling for Ireland because of ignorance, complete ignorance. Now the Catholics were fighting Protestants, now Protestants are fighting each other. Now Catholics will start fighting each other. I don't want to say anything, but you must understand that all these religions have created nothing but fighting mongerers. Crucified Christ. And how can you think of fighting? All over the world there is fight in the name of God. Can you imagine the stupidity? Irish are very nice people, very simple, but they get lost into these different ideas. Actually, religion should never make you fight. But the religions are misled. The religions are misled, right? We have to give them the real religion of within. Innate religion. In Italy, they started an argument with me. And they said we don't, ultimately, they said we don't want to have one religion for the whole world. I said, why? Because then you can't fight, isn't it? You want to have many religions so you can nicely fight with each other. Like Rwanda and all these people. Religion must bring peace, joy. Otherwise, what's the use of having any religion?
Will you one day come to Scotland, Mother?
Scotland I've been. I've been to Scotland. But the problem was, at about 12 o'clock everybody was drunk.
Can SahajaYoga change your fate, change your karma, change your destiny? Can SahajaYoga change it?
Your karmas are finished. After SahajaYoga, your karmas are finished. And can change your fate also. But why do you want to change your face?
Fate, destiny.
Huh? Fate. I thought you wanted to change it. Of course, it can. It can change your fate and all your aspirations are changed. Then you just want to spread SahajaYoga and enjoy the company of Sahajogis.
He is a student, Mother. How can SahajaYoga help with being a student, with education?
Very much. For student is a blessing, I say. Do you know, Sahajogis who have been very bad students have stood first, have got first class first. All over the world, Sahajogis are doing so well in their studies because you get a clear-cut vision. It's tremendous. For students, it's very good.
Is it important to be a vegetarian?
Not at all. See, in SahajaYoga, we don't eat animals which are bigger than us. And you need not eat animals in case you are a person who requires more vegetables. So it depends on your constitution. Now supposing a person who is vegetarian and gets diarrhea, he should stop. I'm not a vegetarian.
He's got a problem with his knees.
Can be cured. Knee problems can be cured. And how and when, that's what you have to see these people, and they will tell you how to cure it. It can be cured. It is related to your chakras. All right? Can you come here? She should come here.
We can hear Shrimati.
Oh.
She says, you travel a lot. Do you fall sick? You travel all over the world to different climates. How do you fall sick? Is that what you're saying?
No. You see, people, while they are traveling, they think they are traveling. That's why they get sick. I never think. I think I am sitting nicely on a coach. And also, they think that when will they reach, will there be people or not, worried about that, or maybe their past things they're worried. I'm not. I don't get sick.
Can we have a question from the gentleman first? Sorry. Another request from us. When will you go to South Africa?
The problem was like this, that on my passport it was written that Indians cannot, because I am a diplomatic thing, we cannot go to South Africa now. Now they have removed. So after that I will try to.
You try. He says, Shrimati, that he lives in South Africa and you are very far away physically, but he feels that you are there helping him. Why is that?
That's my attention. I really want to go to South Africa. I've been trying, but I haven't got the permission. And now I've got the permission, definitely I'll go. And when you don't have permission, you are more concerned about that country, isn't it?
What do you think about entities, bad spirits, Mother?
They are.
Earthbound spirits.
They are, no doubt. They are there. But you don't worry, you don't have them.
Is there any similarity that we know of between SahajaYoga and ancient Egyptian or African religions? Do we know of any similarity between SahajaYoga and ancient religions in Egypt or Africa?
In Africa, I was surprised that they have talked about Kundalini. They have. And I've seen some of the maps, old maps of Africa, they have made the picture of Kundalini also all over. Even in a place like Bolivia, which is so far away. And somebody went to Bolivia from Italy and he said, Mother, they know everything about Kundalini. I said, really? Yes, they know, but they don't know how to awaken it. And SahajaYoga spread so much in Bolivia, the minister from there came to see me. And who told them? I said, who told them? They said there were two saints who came from India. Even in Ukraine, I was surprised. They said there were two saints who came here from India. They told us about Kundalini. Chinese people, they believe that there is a treasure of spirituality in India, but they don't know what it is. But these two, I don't know, there were two saints known as Machindranath and Gorakhnath, who have been traveling all over the world. I don't know if they went all the way there.
Question about Paramhansa Yogananda. He's quite famous here because of his book.
He's famous. What has he done? What has he done? Writing a funny book like that, that's all? I don't want to discuss, but first when you ask about somebody, you'll have to tell me what he has done.
The gentleman set up a self-realization fellowship in America.
I know many in America who have done it, and they are more difficult to get self-realization. There's a big organization there, and they all believe they are self-realized, but they don't know any vibration. They can't feel anything. And when they have been to that organization, I find it difficult to give them realization. In the name of God, in the name of self-realization. If you spoil the Kundalini of people, then I don't know what to say about it. There's a lady here. Just a minute. Please. She has been raising her hand.
Is it possible to meditate for the benefit of other people?
In meditation, you don't think of anything. See, you have to become thoughtless. That's his meditation. And for other people, you can always ask, you are yourself protected, and there are ways they'll tell you how to work out for others. See, they'll tell you later on. Now.
You must be, will peace, complete peace, ever exist on the planet?
I wish that. I very much wish that. But it depends on you people, how much you work it out.
He wants to know if there is any connection between the work that you do and the work that Sai Baba does.
Which Sai Baba?
Which Sai Baba? This modern fellow, Mother.
Well, and giving diamonds and this and that. Shirdi Sainath is correct. Shirdi Sainath, of course. But not this one. People who want diamond can go to him, Baba. I can't give diamonds.
Are there more people becoming self-realized or less people?
Much more. It's increasing. Much more. I told you I started with one lady, and in England with 7. Now look at that.
Gentleman is interested in your experience with Mahatma Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi was my disciple. You'll be amazed. And he told me, let our country be freedom, become free. And in that freedom, then you can start your SahajaYoga. Then we had Lal Bahadur Shastri, who understood me, and he said, of course, let me come back from Pakistan. He had gone to Russia for Pakistan problem. He never came back.
You said yesterday, Srimataji, you said you may feel cool under the hand. He wants to know why, what it is.
It is, you should take it up. You see, it has some reasons. But I don't want to tell that. You just take it up there like that. This one. You get a chair for him every time he has to get up, I don't know. What is she saying?
What do you think about healing? There are all different kinds of healing. What do you think about the healing thing?
Healing should be done with full understanding of Kundalini. Any other healing can result into something else. So be careful.
Is it true that with SahajaYoga your immune system improves so that you protect yourself against it?
Of course, immune system absolutely gets cured, no doubt. And many problems of human system also get cured. But also you are protected.
Another request, Srimataji, when will you come to Malaysia?
I've been many a time. I've been there. And the Chinese are coming to SahajaYoga, but Indians, I don't know what to say about them.
He's asking, Srimataji, if you will guide us into a meditation now.
Now,
There are some people here who were not at the Royal Albert Hall, Mother.
I see. But are there any questions left?
Before. It's coming more and more. Says he has read in a book that it can be dangerous to awaken the Kundalini. So do you
That's
need a
true.
teacher, Mother?
That's very true. There have been people who wrote like this. But those who wrote, just go see and see their lives, what they have been up to. You see, you have to be a master. Otherwise you can't do it. Then it's not the Kundalini, but a deity there which gets annoyed. And then it happens. It's not Kundalini.
What do you think of Ayurvedic medicine, Ayurveda?
Quite good. Ayurveda is quite good because it deals with the three doshas. And it's very near SahajaYoga. But with Sahaja, you get cured yourself. So don't need anything much.
He says he's impressed by the fact that SahajaYoga is free, but he thinks it sounds too easy. He doesn't feel that he's completely self-realized.
So he doesn't want.
He says he feels the cool breeze, but he thinks there must be more work to do.
Yes, that's true, but I must say, are you an Italian? Are you an Italian?
Irish.
Oh.
Irish.
Because the way he was speaking, I thought he was Italian, you see. I went to Italy and I didn't know, we were told not to use our hands. And in Italy, you see, they will go on like this, like that. And they say something, you don't know what they're saying, but their hands are moving in different directions. So I thought he was Italian. All right. What was his question?
Says it sounds too easy. He thinks there must be more work to do.
It is very easy to get realization. But to settle with it, you have to do meditation. And you'll find out what's wrong with you. You should find out what chakras are catching on your fingertips. And then try to improve that.
Can SahajaYoga help with psychiatric problems, with mental problems?
Of course, it can. Very much, it can help. There was somebody else, was there?
Stand up a bit.
He's asked. That's it.
Do you think that the world is a better place? Since when? Are things improving? Are things improving?
Can. With SahajaYoga it will definitely improve. If human beings improve, world will improve also. Yeah.
Mataji, he is Italian and he's using it.
Yeah. They're very expressive, you know.
Mataji's question is it possible to raise your Kundalini when you're a child by accident?
No. There are children who are born realized. There are children. And you can raise their Kundalini also. It's very much easier to raise the Kundalini of children. You can do that. So it's not an accident. It is just, is there. They are born like that. There are special people. Many people who are married in SahajaYoga have got very great saints born to them. I have a great grandson who is another realized soul, you know. So, when nobody is there, he'll sit before me and do like this. He's not even 2, but he speaks so much. He can count from 1 to 20 and it's tremendous. Now, one thing I'll say. If you ask one question, it should be sufficient. All right? Then this lady here.
Krishnamurti.
Loaded with thoughts. Another are Krishnamurtis. They can't get realization so fast, I tell you. So much of put in the brain. The Kundalini has to cross the brain. But so much in the limbic area. That's my experience. What is this was over?
Say that gently. Dream. He's heard on a tape, Srimataji, that you said that you are always in the dream state.
No?
Doesn't sound familiar.
No, not. I actually don't get any dreams. I might have said, it's my dream to see the world like this. It's become a fashion now to say that, isn't it? It's my dream.
How did you come to this realization, Srimataji?
I was born like that. I was born.
Why is there a difference? Why are we not all born self-realized? Why is it so difficult for people?
Depends on your past life, your desires. If they are unfulfilled, then you get a life where you are fulfilled. Like I know, I'll tell you one thing. I had a driver who was very royal by temperament. And he was a royal king, you see. But he had to work very hard. So he was desiring he should become like his chariot driver, so that he'll have some rest. So he became a driver. Also marriage and all these things are responsible, because we should not have any earnest desire. Then it acts.
In order to get self-realization, do you have to desire it?
Of course. I cannot force. I cannot force.
Another question, Srimataji, what do you think about Chinmoy?
You see, if you ask such questions, I don't know how to answer because it's very embarrassing. What has he done? That's the only question you should ask. And moreover, if you have been to all these, it will be difficult for you to get to your self-realization. You come here.
You've answered that question.
Huh?
You've answered that question. You already answered the question.
So, I understand.
Yes. Lady here. Srimataji, is it possible the Kundalini can be damaged? And what happens if the Kundalini is damaged already?
I don't know. So far I have seen that so many of these false gurus and false people have damaged the Kundalini of people. And I have seen their Kundalini is being like a snake, you would say, hurt. Difficult. But you can mend it. If the desire is great, you can mend it. But I've seen that in some people the Kundalini is very much injured. I've seen. One year. Endless. Just one gentleman.
Do you have to believe in God, Mother?
Not necessarily. Whether you believe or not, He is there.
But one of your names is Moksha Pradaini. What is moksha? What does it mean?
All these names I'll explain to you later on. Just now they'll be all shocked with this. It means the giver of self-realization.
There's a lady over there at the back. So you, lady with blonde hair. There's the question, how can we ignore our subconscious? She's worried about the subconscious. If we are trying to get into balance, how can we ignore the subconscious?
It settles down by itself. You see, the idea of subconscious is not like you. Subconscious is on the left-hand side. Alright? And supraconscious right side. The Kundalini is in the center. So you don't have to worry about subconscious part. It just disappears.
Is it wrong to have desires for other things apart from self-realization?
No, there's nothing wrong or right. You don't have. You don't have any desire. It's become so sweet. You don't have any desires as such. Wrong and right is not there. It just don't have. I would say I have one desire to now stop questioning. It is now about 10 o'clock and we should have again, the experience of the self. So you sit comfortably with your hands towards me like that. And no more questioning. Allow your mind to rest. Allow it. Now put your hands towards me, please. Now close your eyes. Please close your eyes. You can raise your left hand on top of your fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone in your childhood. Just stop thinking. Just stop thinking. By saying not this, not this, not this. Now, please raise your right hand and left hand towards me. Raise your right hand on top of the fontanelle bone area. Now, please open your eyes and see for yourself if there's a cool or a hot breeze coming through your fingertips or on your palm or out of your fontanelle bone area. Please put your both hands towards me. Like that. All those who have felt, again, cool breeze out of their palm or out of their fingertips or out of the fontanelle bone area. Or could be hot breeze also in some people who have not forgiven themselves and others. Please raise your hands, those who have. That's great. Every one of you. May God bless you. I bow to you. I bow to you. It's tremendous. With all these questions and all that, still, you have achieved it. It's a great achievement. May God bless you for the future. Would you like to hear one song? You can come in.
See that? Which song?
Whichever.
Fast song, slow song?
Yesterday.
Which song?
Yesterday they sang Povada. Yoga yesterday. So today Povada would be better.
Povada.
I'm sorry, the songs are in Marathi, but they are very powerful and they emit vibrations. Please put your hands.
SahajaYoga Baby Ganyata Chilalita, Baby Ganyata Chilalita, Satyala Vishvatiya Sehi Shanati Diti, Satyala Vishvatiya Sehi Shanati Diti, Satyala Vishvatiya Sehi Shanati Diti. Nirguna Tuni Sagunata,
Nirguna Tuni Sagunata,
Aliyani Shakti Jagatata,
Aliyani Shakti Jagatata,
Kaliyuga Samata Ali, Nirmala Devi Maya Boli, Rati Titi, Nirmala Devi Maya Boli, Rati Titi, Nirmala Devi Maya Boli, Rati Titi. Danyate Purva Sukrita,
Danyate Purva Sukrita,
Kundalini Zali Jagruta,
Kundalini Zali Jagruta,
Satta Chakra Parakarika, Satta Chakra Parakarika, Satta Chakra Parakarika, Ali Sarvansha Sahasrara, Rati Titi, Ali Sarvansha Sahasrara, Rati Titi, Ali Sarvansha Sahasrara, Rati Titi. Veturi Amiyanyana,
Lekuri Adiyana,
Nase Amhal Kahinyana,
Nase Amalakari Jana,
Ananya Padisharana, Alpamati Kelevarana, Rati Titi, Alpamati Kelevarana, Rati Titi, Alpamati Kelevarana, Rati Titi. Sahaj Yoga de hote pragati,
Sahajayoga Hoti Pragati,
ya ho chitra chiti,
Yahoga Yachi Prachiti,
Vivya Pachi Chetan Prachiti, Vivya Pachi Chetan Prachiti, Vivya Pachi Chetan Prachiti, Tere Karamaze Hosati, Rati Titi, Tere Karamaze Hosati, Rati Titi, Tere Karamaze Hosati, Rati Titi. Pahile namana Ranarayala,
Pahile namana Ranarayala,
Duse namana Adishantila,
Duse namana Adishantila,
Duse namana Sahajayogala, Duse namana Sahajayogala, Duse namana Sahajayogala, Gavatara Povadala, Rati Titi, Gavatara Povadala, Rati Titi, Gavatara Povadala, Rati Titi.
Now enjoy yourself. Enjoy.